Hello, everybody. So, this video provides supplementary content to my 30 minutes of talking about books video that is coming out on the 30th. So yesterday, my friend Kate and I took a walk downtown and did our usual go to the bookstores and library thing, and I have put together my TBR list for the end of December and beginning of January. So these these 6 books are books that I'm going to be reading for the next couple of weeks. So I wanted to talk about them today and tell you a little bit about them. So the first book on my end of December, beginning of January TBR is How to Be a Pirate, the second book in the How to Train Your Dragon series. I decided to read the How to Train Your Dragons books by Cressida Crowell because I watched the movies as part of my top 10 book-based animated movies video ranking, and I had never read the books before. So this is like a young kids book series, like for probably older elementary school kids. Cressida Crowell is a author from the UK. So How to Train Your Dragon is a fantasy series, and the good thing about these books and these movies is that they really immerse you in the fantasy world and get you to know what it's like to be a dragon rider. So I started this book yesterday and I am already on page 121. The book is 201 pages, so I'm halfway through, and I'm really liking this book so far. And as far as the movies go, you can go watch my book-based animated movies for those reviews, but Matt and I ranked those movies pretty highly in our ranking. The next book is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. This is a holiday book that is set at the end of November, around Thanksgiving time, and it's about I can read to you what it's about, actually. A pasture of dead trees, a hostile takeover of the Santa barn by a family of raccoons, and shipments have mysteriously gone missing. Lovelight Farms is not the magical winter wonderland of Stella Bloom's dreams. In an effort to save the Christmas tree farm she's loved since she was a kid, Stella enters a contest with Instagram famous influencer Evelyn St. James, with the added publicity and $100,000 cash prize. Stella might just be able to save the farm from financial woes. There is just one problem. To make the farm seem like a romantic destination for the holidays, she lied on her application and said she owns Lovelight Farms with her boyfriend, only she has no boyfriend. Enter her friend Luca Peters. He just stopped by for some hot chocolate and somehow got a farm and a serious girlfriend in the process. But fake dating his best friend might be the best Christmas present you've ever received. So yeah, basically the fake dating trope is very prevalent in this book, where people pretend to date to get attention, and this book is really cute so far. I'm really enjoying it. It is 304 pages, and I am on page 129. The next book was highly talked about on Destiny Sidwell's and Sarah Caroli's channels on YouTube, and it's Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So this is a fantasy book, and what attracted me to wanting to read it is that the main character, Violet, is a dragon fighter at a very prestigious fighting academy for people who fight dragons, kind of like the people in How to Train Your Dragon. And she has my disability, cerebral palsy. So I think it is very, very neat that there is disability representation in this book. And so far, I am on page 66, and the book is 498 pages. So, this is going to take me a while to finish, but I'm very excited to see what happens next for Violet and the rest of her friends. The next book is How to Walk Away. This is by the same author who wrote The Bodyguard, and it's another book with a disabled character in it. Her name is Margaret, and she is the victim of a plane crash who becomes a paraplegic. So I just started this book yesterday. Actually, no, yes, yesterday. And I am on page 81. So this book is really good so far. I'm at the part of the book where she's starting to recover from her accident, and she's doing physical therapy and going through that process. So this book is really good so far. Another book that is on my reread list is 19 Minutes by Jodi Piccout. My friends from New Hampshire and I are going to be discussing this book at the end of January. The last time that I read it was after it first came out. This book came out in 2014. I read it the year after it was released in 2015. All I can say is that it's about a school shooting, and I don't know the reason why my friend Chandler chose to read this book, but one thing I can think about regarding her reasoning for selecting it was because of the recent shooting that just happened in Lewiston, and just in general how there have been a lot of school shootings over the years. And I don't know exactly what about the book she wants to discuss, but I'm looking very forward to having the discussion. And finally, the next book on my TBR list is Susana is Piarenesi by Susana Clarke. So this was the only book that I DNF'd this year. I started to read it around the same time that I was reading Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. And I think it was a bad idea to start reading it at the same time as that book, because I was so focused on reading that book and reviewing it that I totally forgot about reading this book. And then in the interim time between when I wanted to pick this book up again and the other, I was just reading too many other books this year that I was reviewing. So this is a Greek mythology book. Let's see. This is the summary of it. Piarenesi's house is no ordinary building. Its rooms are infinite, its corridors endless, and walls lined with thousands upon thousands of statues. Within the labyrinth of halls, an ocean is imprisoned. Waves thunder up the staircase. Says, rooms are flooded in an instant, but Piarenesi is not afraid. He understands that the tides as he understands the pattern of the labyrinth itself. He lives to explore the house. There is no other person in the house. A man called the Other, who visits Piarenesi twice a week and asks for help with research into a great and secret knowledge. But as Piarenesi explores, evidence emerges of another person and a terrible truth begins to unravel, revealing a world beyond the one Piarenesi has always known. So when I originally was reading this book, I made it up to page 60 and then I stopped reading it because I was busy reading other books. Since I started to reread it yesterday, I am on page 126, and the book has 245 pages, so I'm like a quarter of the way through. So I'm still waiting for more books to come at the library, and I'll probably be posting a second follow-up video with the rest of the books on my TBR, which are Daisy Jones and the Six, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, The Bodyguard, Renegades, Cinder, and Kiss of the Selkie. So Cinder and Kiss of the Selkie are going to be read to go along with our Disney animated movies and live action movie comparison series that Matt and I are doing. We're going to be starting to watch these movies next week, and they will be going into the middle of January, with the estimated posting date of that video to be January 20th. And I will be reviewing these books along with Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, Part of Your World, and Reflection, to go along with that series of watching movies and discussing the comparisons between live action and animated. And so that book review video will be separate from the rest of my book reviews that I'm going to be doing. Like, these books will probably all be reviewed in the same video, and the Disney Princess TBR list will be reviewed after we watch the movies. So the Disney live action movie comparisons video will be probably out around January 20th, so that's when you can expect that book review video to come out. And then I am hoping to finish my this stack of books. I'm looking to finish this first stack of books for end of January and December TBR by January 5th. And then the rest of the TBR will be probably for like the end of January, around January 23rd or 24th. So that's when you can stay tuned for those reviews. And I hope everybody has a great Christmas. Please stay tuned for my video, 30 minutes of talking about books, which comes out on December 30th at 4:00 p.m. This is where I will be reviewing all of the books that I read this year, talking about my favorite ones, talking about series I'm going to be rereading next year, and books I'm looking forward to reading in 2024, which are some of the books in that video are books that I just talked about today. So if you would like to share your thoughts on these books that I have here, if you have read them, please leave them in the comments. And I would also like to thank Sarah Crowley and Destiny Sidwell for recommending Fourth Wing, because I am loving this book so far and can't wait to read more of it. Have a great day.